We back again with another rendition, man. I'm here with my man Dwight, and it's Big Abundant. We gonna talk to you guys, and we gonna get into some of this mental science, some of this law of attraction, some of this just working on yourself. Call it whatever you want. There's so many different directions to hit this from. I don't care what you call it. It all boils down to the same thing, man. So if y'all missed yesterday, it's on the replays. Go check that out. But if you're catching this live, you're in the right place. I believe in divine time, and I believe things work out as they should, things line up as they should. So if you're here, it's not for no reason. You exactly where you're supposed to be. Welcome to the live, and let's have some good discussion. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Thank you for having me, my brother. On the screen, I got my YouTube. So this is the way you all can support me. Give me a little digital currency on social media by subscribing to my YouTube. It's a buffet over there for you to eat. I'm gonna really pour out today because my intent from a pure heart space is to wake y'all up. Right. I want to show you the importance of mindset because mindset is everything and everything is mindset. And then the importance of your mentality and then your attitude. Now, I'm going to be all over the place like space, and I highly recommend that you be like a fly on the wall, soaking up GAME like a beach towel because I'm going to drop it. So I'm just going to lead off into it. It's going to be strong today. It might not be for everybody, but I'm going to give it to you because I only have
Let's
one
go.
gear. Let's go all out. So I'm going to start with, the diagram that's on the front page of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, I studied this book extensively, like 2002, 2003, right? So I divided into the left side of the equation and the right side of the equation. Now, I'm going to use an astronomical number, and I hope that this will wake you up, right? So the E stands for employee, and the S stands for self-employed. And then on the right side of the equation at the top, the B stands for business owner, and the I stands for investor. Now, the number that I'm going to use is very, very important, right? But don't be scared of the number. I want you to follow the principles because why? A principle works for all people in all places at all times. It's unbiased. It's blind. It can't see, right? It doesn't know your age. It doesn't know your sex. It doesn't know your color. It doesn't know your struggle. It doesn't know none of that. So throw the rational lies and excuses out the door. Okay? So E is for employee, S is for self-employed, B is for business owner, and I is for investor. The number that I'm going to use is 8 billion. And this is imaginary. It's not drawn to scale. I'm just using this to drive home a point to why every person that's listening to me that's, 16 years and above needs to wake up. Okay. All right. So if we had 8 billion people working in some capacity, either as an employee, as, their own business owner, or as an actual business owner on the right side, or as an investor, right? We know that 1% or less of America is, out of the 330 million people, are investors. What does that mean? That means whether they get out of their bed or not, whether they do anything or not, they get major money. I'm not talking about like 1 million. I'm talking about tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions. Okay, so let's be clear about that. So if we broke this number down, 8 billion, 7,920,000,000 would fall on the left side of the equation, right? Either in the category of employee or the category of self-employed. And then only 80 million would fall on the right side as a business owner or an investor. Well, Dwight, why is this so important? Why are you harping on this? Stick with me, okay? So 7,920,000,000 people would make up the majority of the population, right? The left-hand side, and 80 million people would make up the minority of population, the right-hand side. So why is this important? This is important because 7,920,000,000 people only control 2% of wealth procurement. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is they are in control of only 2% of the paper bills we use, the paper checks we use, the coins we use, the debit and credit cards we use, right? And then investments, and then cryptocurrency. Whereas on the right hand side, the minority in population, only 80 million people, control 98% of wealth procurement. What do I mean by that? They control the dollar bills that we use, the paper checks that we use, the coins that we use, the debit cards, the credit cards, investments, and then cryptocurrency. Well, Dwight, why is this so important? Now you ain't done nothing, you ain't dropped nothing, blah blah blah. Okay, this is important because on God's green earth, there is no way possible that 80 million people should be worth far, 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 far. It could just keep on going. More than 7,920,000,000 people. You've heard it said that this is the capitalistic society, right? This is why the rich get richer and the poor get poor, right? Because we lack understanding. And then not only do we lack understanding, even if we have the understanding, we don't integrate it. We don't apply it. We don't implement it. We don't appropriate it. We don't demonstrate it. So to recap, right? 80 million people, right? Even though these numbers are not drawn to scale, the principles are exact, fact, truth. 80 million people will be worth far more than 7,920,000,000 people. That just shouldn't be possible, but that's how the capitalistic society works. So please understand this, right? Get on your game, wake up, right? You should spend 4% of your time instead of 96% of your time managing expenditures. You should spend 96% of your time gathering, producing income, revenue, and profits instead of the reverse. I'm going to pass it to you, Big Abundant.
Man, you over here working. I was over here working on getting this quadrant pulled up for you so it can be on here while you was going in. But everything you saying is true, man. Ain't nobody gonna take care of you like you. And you gotta open up your mind to the possibility. You gotta open up your mind to the possibility. Don't let doubt get in the way and stop you from claiming everything that's yours. Ain't nobody gonna hand it to you. Well, the funny thing is they will hand it to you, but you got to get an agreement and get in alignment with it first. But the instant you get in alignment with it, the instant you learn how to start using this, the instant you start getting hungry for that type of information that the white is giving out, and you start seeking that information, then the return on investment is going to come find you. We chasing the wrong things, people. We chasing the wrong things. But everything you seek first, the kingdom and all his righteousness, and all those things will be given unto you. This is the stuff we got to start reining in, focus on, man. This
Big
type of stuff.
facts. Big facts.
When you start getting excited about this stuff, everything around you start changing. When you become a valuable person, a person of value, like that's what money is. Money is it's like when I go to my other office. I'm working from the house today, but when I'm in my actual office, I got a wall full of plaques and diplomas and degrees and different things. But those pieces of paper are of no value. They represent value, but they are of no. The office could burn down, the degrees could burn down. I'm still qualified to do everything I'm qualified to do because the paper doesn't qualify me. I qualify the paper with what's in here. Does that make sense? The stuff in the wallet don't make you rich. You make the wallet rich. The wallet represents what's in here. The bank account represents what's in here. Like Dwight was saying yesterday, your bank account is you pressed out. The degrees on my wall, me pressed out. It's all you, but you change you through what you put in you. It's one thing to read a book, it's one thing to get a piece of information. It's something completely different to apply that information, to live that information. And a lot of my clients, that one of their big things is I'm getting this stuff so I can give it to my kids. The best way to give it to your kids is to live it in front of them. Because they do what they see you do, not what you tell them to do. Any parents in here know that they're sponges. They soaking up everything. If you want your kids to be successful, the best way to set your kids up for success is lay out a blueprint of success. Not by what you say, but by what you do, by what you do with your money, by what you do with your time, by what you invest into. So I'm passing it back to you, brother.
Yeah, so we got to change, you know. First of all, you got to become aware that you have a relationship with money. And I know most of us can say, oh, nobody taught me that. Well, you began a relationship with money as soon as you came out the womb. So you won't be able to use that excuse no more. And so we're putting this information in front of you, right? We're going to bust down your excuses and your rational lies, right? All your self sabotage is going away right here, right now. Now, what's his name? I can't think of his name, but he said this, and I have to come back with the name. Robert Collier. He said not enough to know that you have the power, right? You got to put it into action. And I might be paraphrasing it. You got to put it into action every hour of every day. So, a lot of people, when we say that we know something, we better be careful, because if you don't have the fruit, if you don't have the results, the outcomes, the harvest, and the yields that's commensurate with what you say you know or what you claiming you know, then you don't know it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, knowing it in your head is not enough.
Know it
Even
in your
putting
heart.
it on paper and putting it in your heart and applying it, right, is not enough. You're gonna have to apply it diligently, consistently, right, with focus, with concentration, with attention and intent.
Even when it look like it's not working.
Mhm. Because it is working.
It's
If
working.
you claim that it's not working, it's just working contrary for you, because it's always working. Everything's always working. This is
All
what we're
things
trying to
work.
get over to you, that you're participating in this anyways, but you're doing it unconsciously. We're trying to show you how to go from unconsciously manifesting what you don't desire to consciously being awakened to manifesting what you do desire at will, on point, and on cue. So this is why mindset is everything and everything is mindset. So let's really dive into it, right? Mindset, right? You are super awareness, right? You're God, you're goddess, right? You're not your thoughts, right? You're not your brain. You're not your feelings and emotions and sensations. You're not the five senses. You are the one that is observing and experiencing it, right? So don't let something cap you. Don't let something restrict you. Don't let something limit you, right? And we kind of touched on this yesterday, that your belief is holding everything up. So just like he said, the wallet don't qualify him, but what's in his head put something in the wallet. I don't think y'all caught that, but y'all need to go back and watch the replay, because people don't drop gems like that. You did. So what I'm trying to show you is that the reason that you keep living paycheck to paycheck is because you believe in that. But he said it to you yesterday. Big Abundant taught you that as soon as you take your focus or attention away from that belief and shift it over to abundance or to increase or to surplus or to prosperity, just like that thing was hanging over your head forever, the positive result has to come too, because the law of polarity, if it works on one side, it has to work on the other side. So
Got
you
to.
got to flip the coin just like a quarter. It got a heads and a tail. Well, you can use that as poverty and prosperity. You know what I mean? Or being broke and having plenty. However you cut it up. But mindset is everything. So let's go further into this. So after the awareness, right? Your mindset, right? Your thought impulses, your thinking patterns, and your thought processes, that's dealing with your concept of self, your self concept, or your self image, or your identity, whichever word resonates with your soul. They all mean the same thing, right? So, do you see how this is all adding up, right? Buddha said that all we are is the sum total of our thoughts. Well, your mindset is shaping everything, it's mandating, it's dictating, it's orchestrating everything, right? If you don't love yourself, it's no good for you to get a Mercedes, because you're going to get a repo. You're going to come down to, I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy of it. Oh, I can't afford it. We should have thought about that before you put the down payment and got it, or
Right.
used your credit to get it. You see what I'm saying? We're backwards thinking. Big Abundant is teaching you how to be forward thinking, right? Because you're always thinking, you're always imagining, you're always assuming, you're always believing, you're always perceiving, and you're
Always
always expecting.
manifesting.
So
Yeah.
you're manifesting all the time. You are a master manifester. The question is, are you manifesting what you don't desire, or are you manifesting what you do desire? Passing it back to you.
Man, I love it. Look, you keep setting it up for success. So the way we got to look at this manifesting, this achieving goals, like we keep saying, whatever language you use, it don't matter. Don't ever lead a lie because somebody using language you don't like. That's your mind. Use your filters and put it in the language that works for you. But this simple metaphor, I believe, can make it crystal clear for you. So look at the subconscious mind. Now let's start with the conscious mind. Look at the conscious mind as an ant. And this ant has something that it desires. And this ant says, oh, it's right over there. I'm going to start walking that way. But little does this ant know, he's standing on the head of an elephant. And the elephant is going that way. That elephant is the subconscious mind. Now that ant can keep walking that way, but if he's walking on an elephant that's headed that way, he's not getting no closer to that, even though he's doing all the right stuff. The subconscious mind is the elephant. The conscious mind is the ant. And a lot of times that's us in our life. We walking towards what we want, but we got this big subconscious belief that's under us, and it's like we on a treadmill, and you got it all the way up. You running as fast as you can, and you're not getting no closer to it unless you get the subconscious mind headed that way. Now imagine if the ant had some type of way to get into the elephant's ear and convince the elephant to go that way. The ant can sit still, and he's still gonna get over there.
Mhm.
Let that sink in. The ant could sit still, and the elephant is gonna take the ant where he want to go. But if the ant don't get the elephant walking in that direction, ain't gonna make it. That's what the white said. Got to get that deeper you, that inner you, that God in you pointed, aimed at that direction. You got to get those beliefs, those things you think because that's what your mama said, and that's what her mama told her, and that's what her mama. A lot of that got to be deaded. A lot of that got to be yanked out. A lot of the beliefs about money. Average person's beliefs about money are set in the place before they 10 years old. Did you know that? Now you learn facts on top of those beliefs. Like you might learn about the GDP and the value of and all of that stuff later, but facts don't change beliefs. Emotions change belief. Repetition change belief. Facts don't change beliefs. Facts do not change beliefs. Write that down. You change beliefs through emotion. Why you think Dwight talk with so much energy and so much raw? That's how you change emotions. That's how you change beliefs. That's how you change. Subconscious mind doesn't care about logic. Think about all the things that you do that you know you shouldn't be doing. You know them cigarettes not good for you. You know eating fried food 7 days a day. I'm talking to myself now. You know eating all that fried food ain't good for you. Like, but knowing it ain't enough to make you quit doing it. You got to change your heart. You got to change your inner beliefs, and that's what we talking about in here, man. Hey, for those of you who joining us, man, this is my boy Dwight. We met over on Clubhouse, and all. I get it now. Dwight is a student that loves sharing his answers. You know, like in school, we had two types of kids. We had the types of kids that wouldn't let you cheat off their paper, and the types of kids that was like, yo, number one is B, number two is C. Hurry up, she coming back. Number three is A. Dwight, that's Dwight. He like, hey, you might not make 100, but you look at this, you gonna pass. You gonna make at least you gonna make an A. I'm gonna give you one. Yeah, but just look at this paper. So that's what we're doing in here, man. We just discussing things that we've learned through reading thousands of books, going to thousands of courses, going to hundreds of thousands of lectures, and hands-on experience with thousands of clients, man. Combined, we've been doing this probably over 50 years. I know I got a good 16 in the game. Yesterday, Dwight said he got about 30 in the game. So, man, you're looking at 50 years of hands-on experience right here, man. Dwight also got a fire YouTube channel that I spent some time investing in this morning. Because I ain't never going to tell y'all to do nothing I don't do. I ain't never going to bring nobody on this stage that I ain't checked out and looked into. If they on this stage, they qualified. Trust me. Lots of people have asked. You see how many people end up here. So if they up here, they know what they talking about, and you can take what's coming out of their mouth to the bank. Follow this man on YouTube. Invest in you. Notice I didn't say invest in him. I said invest in you. This man understands the principles of the universe. He gonna be blessed either way. That's why he can afford to get on here and give free game. But if what he's saying really resonate with you, set you up a strategy call. Because think about it. You ain't asking no questions right now. He can't even see what you're saying, and he blessing you. Imagine the impact he could have on you on a one-to-one call. Imagine the impact he could have on you if you actually get in the comments and ask some questions. So y'all rock with us, man. There's a lot of little buttons down there. It's like buttons, share buttons, invite your friends in here. Don't be selfish with this information. It's abundance. Somebody else blowing up ain't never gonna stop you from blowing up. In fact, when you see other people blowing up, you see other people doing things that you desire to do, you should get excited because that's proof that you can do it. And somebody need to hear this because this ain't even what the hell we was talking about. And I ended up over here. Source was like, let's sprinkle this in here. God was like, somebody needs to hear that. So you welcome. But come in here, kick it with us. I'm passing it back to you, brother.
Yeah. Also, man, that's powerful. I'm gonna come back to something and piggyback off of it, but I would say you should consider listening to me too because I have 27 years of experience in corporate America, where I work for a total of uh, four different Fortune 500 companies, and I think two of them for sure were in the top five. So they're really Fortune 100 companies if you look at it at the end of the day. So what I can tell you is that based on experience, 20 plus years, a total of 27, I think maybe 28 years altogether, I've been leading people. And I think I never led less than, I think, 75 and upwards to 200, even more than that. But I like to keep the numbers realistic. So I don't care about accolades, but literally, I am technically an expert in habits and behaviors. And that is what equals your results, right? Just like you are what you eat, you are what you think, you are what you feel. What information that you take in and process, you align with, you accept, you agree, that's what you are. You are what you repeatedly do. So I really, really would consider listening to a person like myself. Now, imagine if I would have had somebody teach me what I'm trying to share with y'all for free, how much further along I would be. But I don't have that. I had to go get the experience, put on the time, energy, and effort, and just my passion. And I willingly share it all my life since I was 4 years old. When I found something that worked, I told people about it. Most people go and hide, you know what I mean? They just want to be the man or whatever. I'm not like that. If I find something that works, I tell as many people as I can about it. That's why I'm here today. I have great level of respect for Big Abundant. This is a bad dude. And I know he's like humble. I don't know really have the word to say it, but this dude is razor sharp. He the truth, he the real deal. You need to connect and get on a discovery call with him. At least offer him an opportunity to, because what he does is so unique. Like, you can't say he's a life coach or he's a hypnotist, he's this or that. Like, what he does, like, you would have to get on the phone with him and let him break it down so elegantly, so eloquently, and so extravagantly for you so you can understand. Because I mean, I don't know, people call me all kind of things. People call me life coach, this, that, and that. But what I do, right? I help you master your mind, right? I help you master your mouth, right? I help you manifest. So whatever you want to call the title that does that, it's whatever. But I have many different modalities on how I help you get your payoff or your transformation or your breakthrough or your desired, specific desired end result. You know what I mean? So I can deliver the transformation. All right. We're going to keep talking about this. So number one, I showed you why your mindset, right, is important because it determines your level of awareness. Number two, I showed you why your mindset is everything and everything is mindset because it evolves your self-concept, your concept of yourself, your self-image or your identity, right? Number three is it determines what state you in. See, if you're in a broke state, let me explain to you why you don't want to be in a broke state because of what comes with that, right? What comes with it? You can't pay your bills, more bills in the mailbox, threatening phone calls, frustration, sleepless nights, arguments with your spouse or your significant other, disharmony with your kids. You don't need to be in a bad mood. Your kids spill something, you're yelling at them. When you was a kid, you did the same thing. You see how all that fits, right? So your mindset helps you evolve or embody or step into a better state. Because when you're in a messed up disposition, it's desire that actually comes that motivates you and inspires you, right? Encourages you to shift states. Pass it back to you, Big Abundant.
And people don't realize the importance of state. Like state is state control. Like we actually practice state control. I studied under this guy when I was learning hypnosis about 5 years ago. One of the exercises he would have us do is he would have us go inside and practice getting as sad as we could, telling ourselves a story, picturing whatever we need to picture, just using our minds to get sad. And then training yourself to feel as happy as you could. He would make that, we would practice that for an hour a day, feeling as sad as we could and instantly feeling as excited and as happy and as upright as we could. And what he was teaching us is if you want to be a quote unquote hypnotist, and I put hypnotist in quotes because I believe everybody is a hypnotist. Like a lot of hypnotists ain't gonna tell you that, but I believe it. I sit back in crowds and I watch people interact. I watch people hypnotize people. They don't know the lingo to say what they're doing, but I go, up, that person just went into trance. Up, they said the wrong thing. They just snapped them out of it. But we all hypnotize each other. But what he was teaching us is before you can influence somebody else, you got to be able to influence you. If you can't make you feel good, good luck making somebody else feel good. If you can't take control of that voice inside of your head and speak life into you, good luck doing it for somebody else. I'm gonna give y'all one little piece of free game here that can really change your life. State control is built. Your state is built out of three things: what you thinking, how you breathing, and what you doing with your body. Now, this ain't something you do one time, but if you willing to work on those three things diligently, okay, I feel poor, I feel broke, I feel down. What am I thinking? Because you think a certain way when you breathe. When I used to have my office in Spokane and I would be working with depressed clients and suicidal clients, one of the things I would do is take them outside, pull $100 bill out of my wallet, and I'll say, hey, you see that stop sign? I want you to run to that stop sign as fast as you can. And if you can run as fast as you can to that stop sign while feeling depressed, I give you this $100. I've did that to a good 30 people. No one has ever claimed that $100. Because guess what? Running as fast as you can and being depressed requires two different types of breathing, requires two different types of body language, and requires two different types of thinking. When you're thinking about getting to a target as fast as you can, you ain't got no room left to be depressed. Because you pumping your arms, chest out, head back, shoulders up, and you thinking, get to the stop sign, left foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. The mind's so full of progress and moving forward as fast as you can, it ain't got time to look back right now. That's the power of state control. It's been times where I'm getting ready to do talks like Dwight and I'm doing right now, and I might have just had an argument with my girlfriend. I might have just got some bad news. I might not be in the quote unquote space. Am I gonna count? I ain't gonna do it today. I don't know. I'm gonna change my state. And through changing my state, it don't take me 6 weeks to feel better. It don't take me 2 months to feel better. It's a decision to change my state. What am I thinking? What am I doing with my body? How am I breathing? Practice controlling your state. And I'm telling you, man, the stuff that this man is giving you, I hang around a lot of coaches and mentors and teachers. People not giving away this level of game for free. People not giving away this level of game until you book something, until you spend some money. This man hooking y'all up. This man lacing y'all up. Like I'm telling you, man, take it back, Dwight. Where we going next? This your show, man. I'm just here kicking it. I'm chiming in where I fit in. You got it, brother.
Yeah, I was sharing with Big Abundant just before we came on that I got a message from one of my former clients, and I don't, I'm not taking credit for the work she's done, but here's what I know: I impacted her in a major way because I spoke some things into her life. Yes, she was doing the work, but I shared with her that she's doing the wrong kind of work. You got to do the inner work, you got to do the internal work, you got to do the inside work. So I spoke to her some unrealistic type stuff. I told her that she would get connected with Tyler Perry or someone that was affiliated with Tyler Perry because she's an actor, she's an aspiring actress, right? And so one of my other clients that's in the class with her and that actually was an accountability partner with her informed me last night. Okay, she's working out of one of Tyler Perry's studios in Atlanta. She lives in a suburb of Atlanta, and she just landed her first commercial. Now this was December. This is March. So when you work with me, things change fast. All right. Now I have this lady that was accountability partner to her. I should bring her on the show one day. I might do it.
Do
Now
it.
she connected with me, and the story is so amazing. Like money broke out like wildfire. She got a raise. She's making more money than she ever made in her life. Her sister who had put in like 200 applications since February, right? In a span of 4 or 5 months. She got on a call with us because of her sister, because her sister signed up, right? And the lady's daughter, one of her daughters got on there. The sister, the next week, right? Like one day later, between a day and 4 days later, had 6 interviews and 4 offers. She's now making more money than she ever made in her life. The daughter went from being a regular nurse to being the assistant director of nurses. She skipped 4 pay grades, right? And then to make it even better, about a month and a half later, she requested another raise and she got that raise. So she got like 5 raises literally in a month and a half's time, right? Then I ain't even going. I'm gonna add this, but I know they're not gonna be able to believe it, but I'm gonna give it to her anyway. So she has another daughter that own her own beauty salons or whatnot. Well, a company contracted her 6 figures to manage some more beauty salons. Now, I can't make this up. I can bring the lady on here. She in Virginia, and there's more to the story, but I'm just gonna leave it at that because it's so much that you might not be able to believe it. They call me sudden impact. You know what I'm saying? If you come in and you receive my instructions, it's just like a strawberry or lemon Duncan Hines cake mix, right? The cake don't look like a cake, right? Until it's fully done. When you come get entangled with me, your life is changing. I guarantee it. Passing it back to you, Big Abundant.
Man, we got so many of these stories that people wouldn't believe, man. Most of the times I don't even bother telling them because I know they gonna go count, man. Test and see. Oh, test and see.
Yeah.
Like this stuff happen in your own life all the time. You ever been looking for your keys, looking for your keys? Like you down and looking in the refrigerator, checking places you know they ain't. But as you looking for those keys, you're going, I can't find my keys. I can't find my keys. I know I can't find my keys. Eventually, you get frustrated. You go sit down. You like forget about it. Keys pop up just like that. What happened? You remove that thought of I can't find my keys. When you can't find your keys, you can't find your keys. Like let that sink when you can't find your keys. Like watch them hypnosis videos. You see it sometime when I'm outdoor street hypnosis. In a second, you're gonna open your eyes. When you open your eyes, you will not be able to see me. I don't care how hard you try, you will not be able to see me. I'm invisible to you. Not yet, if you understand. Eyes open. I move the cell phone by their face. They try to figure out how the cell phone. What happened? They accepted a suggestion. The mind was in an obeyance state. Mine was in an obeyance state, and I gave a suggestion, not an order. You can't order the subconscious mind around. I gave a suggestion. But when they received that suggestion became true for them. Now, if they would have rejected the suggestion, which does happen, then they would open their eyes and saw me. But people who receive the suggestion, when they open their eyes, they can't see me. But you're constantly giving yourself those types of suggestions. What Dwight do with his clients is he give them a bunch of suggestions. He bombard them in suggestions. And some of these suggestions are wrapped in strategies. Some of these suggestions are wrapped in affirmations, but he give them these strategies. And if they run the strategies, if they listen to his voice and accept the suggestion, when they open their eyes, they can't see the poverty. It's like when you put on blue sunglasses, everything you look at got a blue tint to it. Mm-hmm. When you put on red sunglasses, everything you look at got a red tint to it. When you put on poverty sunglasses, everything you look at got a impoverished tint to it. Somebody be handing you the deal of a lifetime. You think it's a scam because you got on your poverty glasses. Somebody offering to give you the tools to change your life. I'm not paying you just to talk to you. I got people I can talk to. Keep talking to them. See where they get you. Because apparently talking to them ain't connecting the dots that need to be connected. Change the sunglasses. Put on your prosperity glasses so everything you look at can have a hint of prosperity to it. I'm telling you, I didn't seen this type of stuff that he talking about that happened with the lady in the Tyler Perry situation in my own life. When I first decided to get into motivational speaking, it took me 2 years, 2 entire years to get my first paid speaking engagement. And I was doing the stuff. I was in Toastmasters. I was reading the books. I was networking. I was doing everything. In fact, I was doing more then than I do now to get to get gigs, if that makes sense. I was doing way more then than I do now to get gigs. I wasn't thinking the right stuff. When people would ask me what I did, I say, I'm a veteran, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm trying to get into motivational speaking. Guess what? Nobody is hiring anybody that's trying to get into motivational speaking. They'll be like, oh, that's cool. Yep. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Hey, big, I'm starting a business. Can you give me some advice on should I set up an LLC or sole proprietorship? They was asking me those type of questions because I saw myself as an entrepreneur. But when it came to the speaking gigs, I was becoming a speaker. I wasn't yet a speaker. And man, I was in a session with a client when I realized what was going. You ever been explaining something else to Dwight? I mean, some to somebody else, Dwight, and you have a shift. I was in a session with somebody else and explaining this to them, and I was like, wait a minute. That's why I haven't got a speaking gig yet. I'm not a speaker. I'm becoming a speaker. And to say I am becoming is to assert that I am not. Let's let
We talked about that yesterday. You can't have something that you don't already have.
You gotta already have it.
You gotta already have it.
Within 2 weeks of becoming a speaker. Now I've been trying to do this for 2 years. Within 2 weeks of becoming a speaker, when somebody would ask me, what do? I'm a speaker. I'm a coach and a speaker. Within 2 weeks of becoming that, I had a paid gig. And they've been coming ever since. They fall in the email. I'm not out chasing people for them. People come out to me, but it took me changing at a subconscious. I had to change the elephant. If you late to the line, you should have been here. You don't know what we talking about. Boy, we had to change the direction of the elephant. The ant was headed in the right direction, but the elephant was going somewhere else. Get the elephant going. The white help her get her elephant pointed in the right direction. Well, her elephant started pointing in the right direction. The ant just was like, hey, I made it. The ant love to take credit for what the elephant did, but that's how it's supposed to work.
And the funny thing about this is this lady, right? She heard me speaking for months and months and months on Clubhouse. And we got on several Zoom calls. There's 2 clients like that that did that. The other one, she got her first 2 clients last night. That's why she was late to the boot camp that she paid for. And so these 2 ladies actually, they turned over every stone. They got on several Zoom calls. People are never trying to qualify you, just like for a job. They're trying to disqualify you. So they turned over every stone before they signed up with me. And I mean, from the first conversation after they signed up with me, they said, man, I should have did this 8 months ago. I should have did this 10 months ago. But it's
I gotta
cool.
get some sound effects over here, man.
It's cool to get to do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? A real coach won't mind, you know? And even me and Big Abundance shared a client, and I won't say names. Right. I want to protect everybody. But her son got on the phone, and he said, man, I don't know what you did to my mama, but she's totally different. This kid ain't never talked to me. He's never seen me or none of that. He told me thank you 13 times. He said, man, he said, I don't know what you did to my mama, man. But he said, man, keep doing whatever you're doing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, like you can hear the emotion.
Yep. That's what we do, man. That's what we and I used to think we was doing magic. Man, it's these laws that we know. And when people willing to listen, willing to get in their receptive mode, oh man, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. This stuff happens all the time. All the time. A few months back, had a client I had worked with before, and this person, they were going through a rough patch. So financially, they couldn't afford a session, but I knew they needed it because you know I know this type of person. Like if they reaching out asking, they really need it. Money, no money. Like got them into a session. Day after the session, she checked the mailbox. People at the job had sent some stuff over. She said, I'm paying for my section from yesterday. I said, no, you're not. It's fine. Next thing I know, money hit the cash out. She said, I'm paying for my session. Because I it was waiting on me the whole time. I couldn't go get it until I reconditioned my mind. Money had been in her mailbox 3 or 4 days. She just was down and out, not checking the mail. Money was already there. We did a session, realigned the thinking, got rid of that icky, heavy feeling, and got back to remembered who we were and went to go get what was already there. And
Listen to
that's
Big Abundant. Listen to him.
all
He's telling you it's already yours.
it's already
It's in your
yours.
inner world. You got to give it to your own self.
You gotta press it out. You gotta crucify. We went into Neville yesterday, man. You gotta be born again. You gotta be born again.
Don't say what Nicodemus said. You don't have to re-enter the womb. Just
Yeah,
rearrange your mind. You know what I mean? There's a
yeah,
poor
man.
version of you, and there's a uber wealthy version of you. Same person, like Big Abundant explained to his friend that called him out that he hadn't seen in 20 years. It's just different rearrangements of the mind.
Yeah, I just think different now. And he was, Buddy was confused. He was like, man, he was like, ain't no way that's the same person. Like, yeah, man, it's definitely the same person. I make eye contact. I look in your eye when I talk to you. Now I walk with my shoulders back and my chest out now because I value myself different, and because I
Yeah,
value me different, everybody around me value me different.
they got to conform.
Everybody
Facts.
around me value me based on how I value me.
Mm-hmm.
I respect me. I value me. I pour into me. Guess what? Other people want to respect me and pour into me. If nobody wants to pour into you, like I'm not. Y'all already know people come around here. We don't do victim blaming, but let's talk about it. You play. If everybody is mistreating you, that's a thinking that's a thinking problem.
Yeah.
That's a thinking problem. And the nicest person gonna mistreat you until you start thinking different. Because we don't realize, but it's about an 8-foot diameter of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this. This around all of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My woman walk in the room and she mad. She ain't got to say nothing. I felt it when she came in. Babe, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Like, no, something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something off.
Yeah.
But you can feel that. I got a video out talking about how you can taste love.
Mm-hmm.
I can fix me a sandwich. My grandma can fix me that same sandwich. When I fix the sandwich, I can taste the hurry up in the sandwich. Like I just be trying to get the sandwich done. Like my grandma fix a sandwich, I can taste the love. I can taste the amount of care. I don't know how it works, but like through my taste buds, I can translate the love that went into that sandwich. I know I ain't the only. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all
Yeah.
gotta know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
But same way, imagine if you could taste love in a sandwich. You don't think people can feel how you enter a room? You don't think people can feel when you walk into a job interview and you feel like you're not gonna get it? Then you don't get it. Oh, it's because I'm black. That white boy got it. Even if that's true, that white boy got it because he felt.
Yeah.
He
He
felt.
believed it. He
He
believed it
believed it.
in. He believed
Yeah.
it
Now,
in.
why he believed it, that's his business. But why you didn't believe it is what you need to be worried about. Quit worrying about other people's beliefs. Control your beliefs, and everything around you change.
Big facts.
You got nobody to change but yourself. Where we going next, man? What
I
we at on
want to.
time? What
I
we at?
want to hit.
Okay,
Oh, we got a good 18 minutes.
okay, good. You
We're
got you.
gonna hit him with some juice, just with a little, just
Let's
simple
go.
simplicity, repetition. Right? Thinking makes it so. 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 Think it was Shakespeare. He said, "Nothing is inherently good or bad, but thinking makes it
Thinking
so."
makes it so.
Right?
Yes,
So I
sir.
just want to hit you with this right here. What you think upon, you draw into your life, you draw into your experience, you draw into your reality, right? Mindset is everything, everything is mindset. What you think upon, you draw into your life, you draw into your experience, you draw into your reality. Mindset is everything, everything is mindset. What you think upon, you draw into your life, your experience, and your reality. Mindset is everything, and everything is mindset. What you think upon, you draw into your life, you draw into your experience, you draw into your reality. Mindset is everything, and everything is mindset. Your thought impulses, your thinking patterns, and your thought processes is your very life. It's your experience, it's your reality. You are, in fact, creating your reality. Neville said it. Though it be false, an assumption persisted in will harden into fact. Though it be false, an assumption persisted in will harden into fact.
You better say
So
that.
if you say money comes to me frequently and easily, right? You're not going to believe it at first, but just keep saying it and just keep saying it At some point, there's going to be harmony between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, right? Your subconscious mind is going to override your ego and your critical analytical divide. It's going to get its secretary or its administrative assistant, the reticular activating system, involved. And believe me, you cashing out. You cashing out. You cashing out.
Cashing out.
What you think about, you bring about. 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 What are you thinking about yourself within yourself? What are you feeling about yourself within yourself? What story are you telling yourself within yourself? What are you perceiving about yourself within yourself? What are you expecting for yourself within yourself? What are you expecting for yourself within yourself? This is very important.
Very important.
You get what you expect 10 out of 10 times, 100 out of 100 times, 1,000 times out of 1,000 times. Why? Because we always get what we think we deserve. We always get what we think we deserve. We always get what we think we deserve. Now, I know the hypnotic trance has done things to you. It's done it to me in big abundant too. I know the hypnotic societal programming has done stuff to you. It did it to me in big abundant too. I know the religious sect, the traditional church, has done some stuff to us, but we allowed it. We accepted it. We aligned with it. We
And it's
agreed with
and
it.
it's good
Right.
news. It's
Right.
good news.
So just like we accepted that, right? We have a personal Holy Spirit. We can get in there and read that thing for ourselves, and we can ask our higher self, our God self, our Holy Spirit, what does this mean for me? What is the resonance? What's the relevance? How do I integrate this? How do I apply this? How do I implement this? How do I appropriate this? How do I demonstrate this? How do I bring this from intangible to tangible? How do I bring this from the invisible to the visible? How do I bring this from the unseen to the seen? How do I bring this from the formless I into form and stop people from quote unquote laughing at me? You got to
Mhm.
stop thinking about what people think. You got to stop caring about what people feel. You got to stop caring about what people got to say about your daily life decisions. They can't run their own life, so why would you let them ruin yours? Passing it back to Big Abundant.
Man, you speaking volumes. And that system that did these things to you, the way I like to look at it is like a slingshot. The further it pull you back, when it finally do like let you go, the more momentum you coming with. You pissed off, good. You mad, you feel like somebody did you wrong, good. Like that's the place where you ready for change because you know you deserve better. And it's two parts of you, and that part of you that never left, that part of you that refused to be shaken. Every time they gave you some wrong information, they moved you further away from that part. This part wasn't coming. That God inside of you, it wasn't coming for none of that. And the further you get away from that, the more uncomfortable you feel. You think you're mad at them. What you feel is that separation from the real you. That's all we ever feel. Anytime we feel uncomfortable, it's the separation from the real us. And we don't feel the same way about the situation that the God inside of us feel the situation. And the further you get away from feeling that way, the more uncomfortable you feel. So you can call it guilt, you can call it anger, you can call it frustration, you can call it self-doubt, you can call it any of the negative emotions you choose, but that tension you feel in your stomach. I mean, in your the tightness you feel in your chest, that tension you feel in the pit of your stomach, is that separation from who you are. But the further you get away from it, the more frustrated you get. And if you're at a point where I can't do this another day, something got to change, you're exactly where you need to be. And when you just finally lock on to the right stuff, you're not hearing this stuff by accident. Now that you locking on to the right type of stuff, you dipped your toe in now. This is just the toe dip. And you already starting to feel better right now, just by this little sample you done got. Imagine if you immerse yourself in this type of stuff for a few months. Because you feel good right now. You wouldn't be sitting here if you didn't. I know you feel good right now.
Yeah.
But imagine if that feeling sat with you long enough to translate into action. People all over the world go to church every Sunday, leave feeling amazing, and go do the same stuff they was doing. Like feeling, it starts with the feeling, but you got to hold on to the feeling long enough for it to translate into action. You can't just come get the video. Oh, I feel down. Let me go see what Big Abundant talking about. Let me go see what Dwight talking about. What if you start seeking this type of stuff while you was already feeling good? Now you're not going from feeling bad to feeling good, from feeling bad to feeling good. You're going from feeling bad to feeling good to feeling better to feeling better to feeling better to feeling better to feeling better. Stop just getting a little piece of it, then go missing. Get a little piece of it, then go missing. You gotta immerse yourself into this stuff. Jesus didn't just see the disciples once, speak life into them, like, all right, brother, see you later. He said, no, come with me. Become fishermen of men with me. Like he bought them with him. We got to discipline our disciples. We got to get our listening in order. We got to get what we sing in order. We got to get what we letting stuff in order. The ones that we don't get in order, they gonna sell us out. Judas, like they gonna separate us from what we want. We gotta this stuff gotta get important to us. And Dwight and I, we do the best we can to make it entertaining. We're not sitting on here trying to lecture, which we really want you to be able to come in here and kick it and get some game. Like he would say, get this free GAME. We really want this to be like an experience that you look forward to, because ain't nothing else going if it don't change you subconsciously, if it don't change your heart, it's not going to change you. I know a lot of people who know all of the facts. They know all of the facts, but knowing the facts can only change the direction of the ant. Knowing the elephant don't move based on the facts. The elephant move based on the feeling and repetition. What do you hear over and over and over and over again? If you put on an outfit in the morning, you leave the house thinking you look good, one person go, you wearing that? That first person might not get to you. Like, yeah, I'm wearing this. This I look good. But imagine if 10 more people ask you that with that same man. You wearing that? You're like, wait a minute. Do this look good? You start down yourself. What are the people around you saying to you over and over again? I'm talking about those people who love you. Even if they got good intention, what grandma's saying to you, what mama's saying to you, what the boyfriend's saying to you, what those people who you ain't never had an entrepreneurial thought in your life, and now you thinking about opening up that daycare center, now you think about opening up that beauty shop, now you think about opening up that restaurant, what those people who love and care about you saying. You got to get yourself around some people who gonna speak life into it. You got to get yourself around some people who gonna give you this type of stuff. It don't matter if the bank disapproved you for the loan. It don't matter if the account at negative 200, because thinking made it so. The same mind that got the account down to negative 200 can get it up 200,000. But it's you got to we so busy working on what we can taste, touch, feel, and see. What you got to understand is you can't taste, touch, feel, and see something until it's already manifested. That stuff you can taste, touch, feel, and see is somebody else's manifestation. To get your manifestations to a point where other people can taste, touch, feel, and see them, you got to sit with them. Dwight gave a long list of stuff: airplanes, cars, trucks, tractors, like apartment buildings, this laptop that I'm talking to you on, this microphone. All of it started as a thought. The guy who first started talking about the radio wave and told his family he thought he had a way that he could send sound across without wires, they locked this man up in a mental home. Macroney, they was like, oh no, nah, bro, you tripping, you crazy. They thought he had lost it, but he didn't lose it. He found it, and he sat with it. And even though people thought he was crazy, he didn't put it down. When I first said I wanted to be a hypnotist, my family thought I was crazy. I was like, boy, that's witchcraft. But it was something inside of me like, nah, I want to do this. And when I started spending money on like courses and going to see people like Bob Proctor and spending that money, you spending your money on that? Look, take your tax return and go buy a car and a TV like you do every year. I want something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to every year wait on $4,000 or $5,000 and get me a new TV and a car that I got to replace the next year. That's not what I want. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, because it's not my life. If you like it, I love it. I love that for you. But if you want different results, you got to do some stuff you never did before. And I can speak for myself. I'm pretty sure you experience the same thing as well, Dwight. A lot of people who end up in sessions with me say, I never thought I would do something like this. And I tell them that's why I make my content as down to earth as possible. Because I'll work with you, but I want the people who never thought this stuff would work. Man, every time I saw something like this, I thought it was a scam. I know, but when somebody like you latch on to this and you get the results, man, you're gonna become the biggest testimonial in the world. I love the clients who don't even believe on the front end. Because when they see it work, they become the best client. They're like, oh, this worked? No, they become the best clients. But man, invest in yourself. Do this stuff. And if you ain't prepared to financially invest in yourself, keep on enjoying the free content. I tell people, hey, I just need a free session with you. Bro, I don't know about a free session, but I tell you what, I put out enough free content. If you apply what's in the free content, I promise you, you'll be able to afford a session in 30 days. In fact, if you can't, I will give you a free session. If you practice what we talk about in the free content, because the free content is the paid content. The only difference with a paid session is we taking this and taking it from broad and applying it directly in your life. It's do this, do this, do this, do this. So instead of a metaphor about an elephant and an ant, we talking about your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, your results. That's really the only difference. So even if you're like, man, I want to, but I ain't in a position to invest in myself like that right now, apply the free steps, and I promise you, you're gonna see a shift, and your finances gonna look different. Now, when the money come in, you can do what you always did with the money, or you can invest it in yourself and see what real growth look like. I'm telling you, man, ain't nothing expedited my growth quicker than investing in myself. I bought a lot of cars. I've lived in some nice houses. I've had some nice clothes and some nice jewelry. But ain't none of that ever held the type of value as the paper I put on my wall and the stuff I put in here. And like just studying to learn under different hypnotists and seeing different mentors. I'm one of those people. I pay for mentorship. I see somebody got something that I want, and why would I get in here and work at it and try to figure out? If I see another hypnotist, hey man, you booked and busy, like how much would you charge me to sit down and explain how your funnels work, how your marketing system work, how you get all these people? Because especially when I see somebody I know I'm a better hypnotist than them, and they seem like they don't like apparently it ain't the technical things. I know some really, really, really good hypnotists, sound hypnotists, know they stuff inside and out, who barely getting by. I know some hypnotists who they can, man, fix you up you'll be surprised what they can do for you in 15 minutes. But they're not thinking about their business the way that they think about hypnosis. And a lot of times, this is why entrepreneurs need coaches. Because a lot of times you could coach the hell out of yourself. I mean, out of other people. But when it's time to coach yourself, you're too close to it. It's too personal. It's like when your homegirl telling you about her boyfriend, and you like, girl, if you don't leave him, you can't see that he ain't nothing. Like from the outside looking in, you can see all of this. But the person who is in the midst of it, they need a coach. They need somebody who's sitting back with but okay, you did good, but this is what you're doing wrong. LeBron James got a coach. Like, think about that. LeBron James got a coach. Muhammad Ali, the top of his career, he had a coach. Mike Tyson had a coach that was coaching him inside the ring and outside the ring. And when that man died, his life fell to shambles. But top performers have coaches. I got a blog post. I might publish it today, but it's talking about how mastery is an illusion that stunts growth. How we looking on time? Well, I know. Okay,
we good. We good.
Okay, bet.
We'll shut it down right about 11:58, 10:58.
Okay, bet. But yeah, I got a blog post that I'm sitting on. I think I'm gonna release today, but it's talking about how mastery is an illusion that stunts growth. There's no such thing as mastery. There's no such thing. It's because we got this thing called expansion, and life is currently getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And even if you knew everything yesterday, you don't know everything today. So you could fall into this mindset of, well, I've mastered that. Okay, mastered that. You're gonna be number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, real quick. Real quick. Never stop investing in yourself. Never stop learning, because there's always more to learn.
Yeah, no doubt. You gotta stay hungry.
Stay hungry.
Become hungrier. You know what I mean? You can't get satisfied.
And the higher you go in your field, the more you better get after, because there's people watching you. They want that spot.
Yeah. That's why you got to keep getting it. You got to keep getting it. The ant, there's something interesting about the ant. The ant is opposite than the human. So, when humans think negatively, they think more negatively, right? You know what I'm saying? When things are going well, then we think positive. Well, ants, when things are going well, they think negatively. And when things are negative, they think positively.
I like that. Yo,
Real.
the ant coming up a lot today. We're gonna have to do a deep dive on the ant. We're gonna
Oh
do a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
workshop
We need to
on the
do.
ant.
Yeah, we need to do that proverbs about the little things. The one that's startling is that a spider can build a mansion, but it dwells in it. I got a whole teaching on that. It's cold
Okay,
with it. Let me hit y'all with this.
let's go.
What you think about, you bring about. 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 What are you thinking about? Right? Habitually, predominantly. It's your dominant thoughts that express. It's your dominant thoughts that express. Not a fleeting thought, you know what I mean? Not something random. Dominant. You know what I'm saying? This is what's wrong with us. We send our kids to school, right? 6 hours. They getting six different subjects, and it's the teacher's fault. They spend most of their time at home. They got to put that inner work in at home. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You can't come train with Big Abundant 45-minute session, right? 6 weeks, 6 45-minute sessions. And then your results don't change. You brain Big Abundant. Now that ain't right.
And he ain't gonna stand for it. He gonna let you have it. I promise you that.
So let me tell y'all what y'all doing. Y'all doing Deuteronomy 30:19. We all doing it. So all day, every day, we're doing one of these three things, two of these three things. All three things are a combination of these three things. Deuteronomy 30:19 says that choose this day the curse or the blessing. I always put the curse first because our mind does the easiest thing. It goes to negativity. How are you doing this? Well, you're choosing the curse if you're thinking negatively, consistently, insistently, and persistently. You're choosing the blessing when you think positively, consistently, insistently, and persistently. Then some of us are really out of bounds. We are observing the 3D. What happens when you observe something, right? You become you duplicate it, you replicate it. So you're choosing the curse or you're choosing the blessing, or you replicating, you're observing or absorbing the 3D, right? So what I suggest is that you begin to manage your mental asset. You keep your focus and attention and intention and concentration, like Big Abundant taught you yesterday, only on the desire. It's not that hard. Everything I do, everybody tells me the two things people rant and rave about me. Number one is the accountability, and number two is simplicity. Every one of my programs, it doesn't matter if it's business coaching, if it's self development, or it's manifesting. I'm teaching to the 5-year old to 7-year old. I done had 8-year olds manifest game systems, manifest a couple $100 without cutting no grass, not taking out no trash, or none of that.
Hmm.
The one lady I told you about, all them blessings happened to her grandson. A perfect stranger just walked up to him and gave him like $28. And she went to say, "You can't spend it all. You can't spend it all." I said, "You already bruising the man. You bruising the man. Let him enjoy the money. Let him
Hmm.
enjoy the money." Because it was given to him, so he attracted it. It wasn't just given to him. It didn't come out of the blue. It comes out of you. Passing it back to Big Abundant.
And those type of thoughts we gotta overcome, man. We've been told our whole life you gotta work twice as hard as them to get half of what they got. You gotta put that down. You gotta put that down. You gotta work hard to have stuff in life. You gotta put that down. You gotta put that down. You might have to think hard, but you ain't gotta work hard. And when I say think hard, because oh man, Neville and a lot of other people did this subject a lot of justice. We're gonna end on this note. Manifesting, asking is done in consciousness. Let's go there. Asking isn't done with this. People, I've been doing my affirmations and they ain't working. If they ain't working, you ain't doing them right. But let's talk about like how do you really ask for something? Because believe it or not, you manifested this. It's something that ain't been lining up in your life, and you this is probably one of the steps of whatever you manifest. But you don't manifest by clenching up and feeling the lack of something. You don't, oh, I just need it. So I just want it so bad. That might have worked with your mom when you were little. And the more you pleaded for it, the better the chances. Mama, but I really need it. I really need it. My mom used to say, you better fix your face before I give you something to cry about. And I feel that's how that's source in a lot of ways. You better quit pouting before I really give you something to pout about. When the blessings go, when the praises go up, the blessings come down. I heard somebody tell a story about how he had valeted his car, and the guy parked his car. He usually don't have big money in his wallet, but today for whatever reason he did. So he went in his pocket to tip the guy. He usually had like fives and tens in his wallet. He pulled out $100 bill without looking at it. He handed it to the guy. By the time he realized it was $100 bill, he was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to give him that." He wanted to ask for it back, but the guy had already received it. And he was already smiling, and he didn't feel right asking for the money back.
Mhm.
You gotta grab that
You
100.
gotta grab it.
Go ahead and start smiling and showing gratitude for it. It's real uncomfortable to ask them for somebody back, to ask somebody for something back that they already showing gratitude for. Like we was talking about my daughter yesterday. Daddy, when I get it, that's how she asks for stuff. Daddy, I just saw this dollhouse, and when I get it, I'm gonna put it right beside my other one. So instead of God, if you could just please, 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 you don't ask your dad for stuff like that. God, first off, thank you for this amazing idea for this business. Thank you for trusting me to be the person to bring this idea, this concept from thought into the reality. I thank you, God. Let's start there. Thank you for the idea. And now the same place you got the idea from, the idea that you didn't even ask for. Because you add resistance. God be really ready to let you download the whole plan. But you get the plan and you try to run off from God. How we looking on time? I know you. Oh, you got to get out of here, man. But Jamal Bryant told the story. I'm gonna shut up after this about his He said he had his 3 daughters in the mall, and if you got to jump the white, you can, man. But I'm gonna tell him this story. But he said he had his 3 daughters in the mall, and they tricked him into going in one of these clothing stores. So he was trying to spend as less money as possible. So he said, "You know what? I'm gonna give you $100, give you $100." And he went to hand the baby girl $100. She said, "Daddy, I'm gonna just walk with you." She said, "Daddy, I'm gonna just walk with you." So they walking through the mall. She go, "Daddy, you like that shirt?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "You think it'll look good on me?" He said, "Yeah." "Okay, you think I should get it?" He said, "Yeah, baby." She picked it up. He said this went on for about 45 minutes. She just walking through the mall, showing him stuff, asking him, do she think she'll look good in it? Do he think she should get it? He say, and I say, yeah. He said, I get back to the register. My other 2 daughters finished. They done finished. They done checked out. He say, but my baby girl, we ring up her stuff. She done spent $300. They got 100. She done spent 300. And he said the oldest girl got mad. She said, why she get all that stuff? He said, before he could say anything, the baby girl said, because I walked with him. Walk with him, man. Quit getting the idea and running away from the source that gave you the idea. God gave you the idea. Stay with the person who gave you the idea. Celebrate the idea. Don't just get the idea and run off. Get the idea and thank God for the idea. God, I thank you for this concept of big abundant and giving me the inspiration to motivate all these people all over the world. I thank you for trusting in me enough and believing in me enough that I can go live every day and always have a message and always have something to say. Now, all those worries that would come up, I'm hitting them from the other direction. Instead of worried about, well, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do, God, I thank you that just like you gave me the idea, you're going to give me the message. Just like you gave me the idea, you're going to give me the money and the resources necessary. And I'm already showing gratitude for every part of the process because I already know it's coming. That's what we really want to teach you to do. God, where I'm gonna get the clients from? God, I thank you. And I know before you even gave me the idea, you already had the clients lined up. And I know you're gonna hand me the perfect plan and the perfect strategy to execute. And I'm just waiting on it, God. Thank you. You see how much less stressful that is? And where I'm gonna get the money from? How I'm gonna do this? How you can't even get the ideas when you too nervous to think. You don't do your best thinking when you're nervous. You do your best thinking when you're at ease and relaxed. And you showing gratitude. And when you show gratitude, you open yourself up to download the rest of the plan. It's like when you download something online, the song or whatever you download, it's already done. The app you putting on your phone, you don't hit download and worry about if it's gonna work. You hit download and just wait. That's what meditation is. It's hitting download and waiting, trusting that they wouldn't have it in the app store if it wasn't done yet. This download button wouldn't be here. The option to download it wouldn't be here if it wasn't done yet. It's already done. It's already done. It's already done. It's already done. What you do is you don't get so nervous that you have a hard time collecting the dots. I'm big abundant. I love y'all. Ain't a thing y'all could do about it, man. That was my man Dwight, smart guy. easy to talk to, know his stuff. I don't care which one of y'all here work with. Y'all want to work with me? Work with me. You want to work with Dwight? Work with Dwight. Hell, a lot of people work with both of us. That's how we met. We met on Clubhouse, but we had clients who we were both working with. It was like, you got to meet Dwight, and it was like, you got to meet Big Abundant, and we eventually crossed paths, and now we doing stuff like this. And I'm also being here with my brother Soul, man. But hey, I'm about to jump off. I got a session coming up in a little bit. That's why he had to run. He got a session coming up at 11, and I got one coming up at 11:40. I think I got to look at my schedule. But yo, love y'all. Ain't a thing y'all could do about it, because that's how non-negotiable love rock. I know all y'all gonna have a good day. I ain't gonna say I hope. I know y'all gonna have a good day, and I know I'm gonna see y'all out again. Y'all take it easy.